This is Jim Tierney, Content Editor at Loyalty 360, and we're at the 3rd Annual Engagement and Experience Expo in Dallas. We're here with 3 members of Brierley and Partners, and we have Amy Barnett, Senior Vice President, Customer Engagement, Don Smith, Senior Vice President, Consumer Insights and Innovation, and Bill Swift, Chief Technology Officer. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy, we'll start with you. With the advent of social, mobile, and other emerging technologies, how do brands effectively improve the customer experience and engage their audience in this challenging and very dynamic marketing environment?
Well, I definitely think challenging is one way to look at it, but as a CRM strategist and a loyalty strategist, I see it as a huge opportunity. Traditionally, we are strapped by the limited channels. With the plethora of channel and the data that's available to us, we can now action strategies around each of those channels very individually in real time. So I see it as a huge opportunity. I think if you were to ask me what are the first few steps to make that happen, I would start by looking at a brand's heaviest customers and understanding what their real needs are, their transaction paths, their interaction paths, and then really start to understand what are their needs in the brand and how do you action against every one of those interactions.
Excellent, thank you. Now we have a question for Don. With the plethora of data we have in the market, makes it more difficult to model the current and optimal behavior. Do you have any advice for brands regarding this?
I do. I think it's about opportunity, not necessarily challenge. One of the things that we've found is if you have a strategy to go in at the beginning, as you're incorporating new touch point data, you can do this very, very quickly if you're very rational and methodical about it. And one of the things that we'll do is, for example, we'll take clickstream data, which could be huge and big data, but if you go in with a concurrent and predictive validation solution where you audition the data very, very quickly, get it into a structured format, what we always find is that there's a minimal winning set of variables that form the coalition that you need for your ETL process. You can get rid of a lot of that other data. You bring over what you need, and our litmus test when we work with our strategists is always, is this actionable? Can it drive real-time decision-making with our customers? And that's what we do. We create these ETL processes where we store exactly what we need, and you take little bits from each touch point. And what you find as you go in and do this, it's not a year-long process. You can go very, very quickly with new channels as they come online. And these fields, when you get them in there, round out profiles, and they become like little steroids in your predictive models and segmentations, contributing at the margins and making what you're doing better.
Excellent, thank you. And now our last question is for Bill. Bill, what are the challenges you see with multi-channel communication for today's marketers, and how do we best address this opportunity for increased engagement?
The biggest thing that we've seen on the technology front is the intersection between inbound and outbound marketing. So there's a lot of talk about omni-channel, and historically the multi-channel campaign management tools had been focused on operating against a big marketing database that's driving direct mail, email, SMS campaigns from an outbound perspective. And in order to enable some of the strategies that we're developing now, that you have to incorporate those real-time inbound channels, we call it. So in retail, the POS is a channel, the e-com platform is a channel, the mobile app is a channel, the call center is a channel. And so one of the challenges that we have seen and are addressing is the intersection of those inbound and outbound communication strategies that take what we would call historically a database marketing approach that has a lot of campaign execution, analytics, and reporting, and coupling that with a real-time interaction as people are interacting with a brand across all the different touch points. And the solutions in the market have been kind of somewhat cobbled together, I think, based on different types of technologies. And the commercial providers are still in the process of bringing those two worlds together. But it also has a more underlying kind of architectural impact that in order to deliver those real-time messaging strategies and sub-second response time back to those touch-point systems, it's a very different approach than what historically database marketing systems kind of look like. So the challenge really is, in our mind, is an architectural challenge to blend those two worlds together and enable the marketing team really to come up with these integrated communication strategies that really do cover all channels.
Excellent. Well, Amy, Don, and Bill, thanks very much for sharing your thoughts with our audience today, and thank you very much for attending the third annual Engagement and Experience Expo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.